our level of understanding is limited only to the information that has been available to us. We all have different interests. We all have different knowledge. We all have a different purpose. But we get lost sometimes. We get distracted and we forget. The reason of this video is really just as a little reminder to share with you a little bit of what I know, a little bit of my purpose, and to speak on the information that I've come to gather in regards to what we are experiencing globally at this time. Whether the pandemic that we are witnessing and dealing with at this moment is real or not, that is not up to me to tell you. But what I can tell you is this: there is something major going on, something beyond belief. And I think many of us have known for some time, whether it was intuitional, rational, or biblical. We have known that times were changing, that something was happening, and whether we prophesized or mapped it out, the time has come. The time is now, where we are faced with a fork in the crossroad. And this time it's globally, where our decisions will truly direct the way that we go collectively. And that's major. There's a lot of information that has been kept from the public. And that, I don't mean this as a conspiracy and geopolitically, although its effect is geopolitical. What I mean to tell you is that we have grown collectively apart from our spiritual nature, where we have learned and been trained and programmed to criticize and drift away from anything that questions our systematic beliefs. Anything that doesn't fall under the guidelines, per se, are ruled out. If it contradicts anything that just doesn't quite fit in or make sense, we disregard it. We've been taught a side of history. We've been led to believe what is convenient for us to believe. And while I do agree that it served its purpose and it's gotten us to where we are now, I do also believe that we have outgrown it. That previous beliefs, previous systems are no longer fitting. There is a possibility for an exposure of truths, of political secrets, and technological exposure, which is far more advanced than we currently know. However, it is only a possibility. The importance of that possibility is what it could mean for us. And to take these fallacies, these mythologies, these spatial beliefs into a context that is grounded and realistic. There's a lot of controversy on the cause of what is happening, the cause of the effects which we are witnessing. And regardless of the truth, regardless of the beliefs, I think the one truth is that we are revolting. We are realizing that we cannot trust who we thought we trusted. And we are seeking the truth in one way or another. And it's difficult to find. I think it's not a matter of what exactly is behind the curtains, but the fact that there is something behind the curtains, and that the curtains will fall halfway through the show. Or at least, that's a possibility. If that were to happen, it could cause major commotion. Chaos beyond what we consider chaos. And yet, out of that chaos, order would still eventually be born. We would find a way to restructure ourselves. However, if the evolution is more controlled, then certain truths may still be kept. And we might still be directed in a way which is not ours to choose. And you see, that's really what is ultimately happening here. It's cliche and simple, but often these things are. It's a fight over power. Power versus freedom. We are free beings. We are interdimensional beings. And that is publicly considered weird. Because most cannot accept or fathom this idea, or do not know what this implies or truly means. And for a reason. You see, our evolution is conscious now. We are stepping into the next round, to the next level. We are joining the big leagues now. And joining the big leagues means being mentally capable of handling truths. Being more aware. And not only aware, but being emotionally capable of handling it. You see, we have gotten as physically, as materially advanced as we could to a certain extent. We yearn for growth outside of materialism. We seek for happiness, blissfulness, peace. Yet, we forget who we are, we forget our nature, and place our creative God powers onto other entities. And we let leaders, whom we may or may not agree with, dictate how our collective evolution should go. There is nothing wrong with control. There is nothing wrong with guidance, with leadership. However, we should be aware and we should be able to question freely who our leaders are and where we are heading. And if we do not agree with this, we should be free enough to choose different. The reason for this exposure, this rebellion, is because we are in the country which was constituted around freedom of speech. May I remind you why this is? May I remind you why we have the right to bear arms? It is to be able to revolt against our government if they are to lead us incorrectly. These laws are being threatened. Our liberty, our freedom is being threatened. This is why we are revolting. This is why we are seeing this change. And while most people have bought into the idea, the illusion of fear, they are contributing to a collective corral, which is meant to enslave us, enslave the mind. That is what this is all about. Its effects are political and economical, yet its root cause is interdimensional. It is not for everyone to know. It is not for everybody to grasp. But it has always been there. It's always been present. And it was not meant for everybody to know. It was not meant for everybody to understand. It was simply meant to be followed. We are currently pieces of a chess game. A chess game which is above us. We do not know who is playing the game at this point, but it is being played, and we are pieces of it. We are creators. We are powerful beings beyond belief. And you see, to say that, to expose that, sounds radical. It is ultimate truth. We are beings of love. We are beings that can truly do, be, and have anything they want. Whether that be health or wealth, wisdom. But you see, that ideology does not fit into our current system. A system based on materialism, fear, comparison. This system no longer serves us, and we know it. We've known it. It's a system built on oppression. And whether it be now or later, the system will either fail, collapse, or evolve. There is no avoiding this. And I am sharing this with you for when and if that happens, for it is only a possibility. And whether it sounds crazy, whether it sounds whack, it is true. And we will all realize this eventually, some sooner than others. But that's what this is all about. It's a fight for you. It is all big mind control game. But do you not see that you are the one in control of your mind? It is not to fight aggressively or objectively. It is to fight mentally and be strong. We have let others know us far better than we have grown to know ourselves. And this is okay. We have been distracted. We have been given toys to play, toys which are advanced. Toys that were considered magic just a century ago. If you were to see or imagine what is coming, what is possible, then that too would be a distraction. And there's nothing wrong with playing with these toys or being distracted, but it is important to remember who you are and what you are capable of. That the power is yours, the power is ours, and that we, the people, truly control where our destiny goes. We are not to place our godlike powers onto another force, onto another entity, if we do not agree with it. And I must remind you this. It sounds crazy, I know. It may even sound like a conspiracy theory. But you see, we get caught up in these labels as soon as we categorize it as religious or a conspiracy or whatever you want to call it. We get distracted in the calling, in the term, rather than what the actual meaning of it is. If you were to chase one of these truly down to its root cause, you would eventually end up in the same place. Whatever it is that you're chasing, whether you are chasing UFOs, whether you are chasing money, whether you are chasing politics, or whether you are chasing spirituality, you will eventually lead to the same place. Do you not realize this? This is the message that has been said over and over again, generation after generation, year after year, and people have been silenced for a reason. There is a reason. The reason I am sharing this with you at this time is because this time is vulnerable, because it's volatile, because anything can happen. Your time, your energy, your focus, your attention is valuable. And what you place that focus on does truly become your reality. And I want you to be aware of that and truly believe that, because what you believe does become a reality. Like attracts like. And that is the reason behind this all. Behind this illusion. What we see, what we witness, what we talk about, what we read in the news is only an effect of what is truly going on. And what is truly going on is not to be said here, but it is beyond our comprehension. And we will eventually get there, but we are not to be caught up on that, for that is not what matters. You will come to find that the answer is only found inwards, within, and you will come also to see why we are so distracted and pulled outwardly from this inward attraction.
A majority of mankind lives in the world without. Few have found the world within, and yet it is the world within that makes the world without.
There's a fight for power. There's always been a fight for power. Power is what everybody wants. Everybody who is greedy, everybody who wants control over the people, because we are controllable. We are programmable. But I want you to be aware of that, and I don't want you to be mad or angry, as that may be the initial reaction to these forces who are aware of what you are not aware of. That you are in control and that you are programmable, and thus you have the power, the capacity to program yourself, to truly be in control of yourself. That is what they don't want you to know. And I wonder why. Why wouldn't someone want you to be happy? Why wouldn't someone want you to reach ultimate bliss? Why wouldn't someone want you to discover that the ultimate truth is love? Why? These are the questions that one should ask oneself. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose and what is the purpose of everything? Everything is connected, and there is truth to everything. Just like there is truth to everything that we hear out there. Everything is connected in one way or another. It's just that the silver lining may not be as visible as we may want it to be. But I guarantee you, if you are to chase something, if you truly seek, inspired by your own curiosity, whatever it is that propels you and drives you to know, that inner knowing, whatever abilities you may have to recognize truth beyond our physical senses, use them. Explore and get to know who you are. The best way to know God is to know God's creation, which is you. What we are witnessing at this moment, and what we will continue to witness for the next few weeks, months, years, who knows, may be astonishing. We are truly making history right now. And we may not realize this, we may even be distracted. We get caught up in what we are told and in the answers that we are given by those that we don't even know where this source comes from. We trust who we believe we trust more than who we should really trust. Be mindful. Be mindful of your source. There is a truth to everything, and there is a threat that connects it all. And don't disregard everything as a fallacy or a hoax or historical myth. There is a truth into everything, and just because you may not comprehend it does not make it any less true. I challenge you to question. I challenge you to question your beliefs. I challenge you to seek your own identity. I challenge you to find God. And I don't mean this religiously. I challenge you to truly value your attention. For your attention is one of the most precious things that you could have. Who and what you give your attention to is power. With that, I appreciate you and I thank you for your attention. I hope that this message reaches you beyond your conscious self. I know it will. If you are seeking, you will find. But the true war, the true battle going on here is not within this dimension. We are not alone. We are not alone. Some of you may know what that means. Do know that there is hope. And do not give your power to anyone else. You are in control. Remember who you are and remember what you are capable of.
You have forgotten who you are, so forgotten me.
Unity is power. There is a reason behind everything, and there is a purpose for your existence. Thank you for watching this.